can't bomb a country into submission from the air. Like, it doesn't work. Not against a country of this size, 90 million people, with this level of military capability. Air campaigns degrade, they destroy, they kill, but they don't produce surrender. They don't produce regime change. They produce rage. They produce resilience. They produce the exact opposite of what the planners say that they intended. So if the goal is actually regime change, and the Iranian people aren't going to do it themselves, which I find it unlikely that, I find it more likely that they'll fractionalize than they will regime change. Then if the goal is regime change, then airstrikes are phase one. Like, we can't do it that way. So then what? A ground invasion of a 90 million person country with what army? Like, we can barely recruit enough soldiers to maintain our current force levels. And then how long would we occupy for? With what money? We're 39 trillion in debt. No one pushing Trump into war has offered a coherent answer to what comes next. And as I mentioned before, the humanitarian fallout. How's that going to end up? So likely the air campaign fails to produce a regime change. The regime survives in some way, even with Khamenei dead. And you've then got a population that just watched U.S. bomb their schools. And then we're left with a country that's more hostile, more dangerous, more motivated to develop actual nuclear weapons, and more capable of striking us than before this morning. That's a trajectory. That's where this goes. It's not me being pessimistic. It's because that's where it's gone every single time. Iraq, Afghanistan, Libya, the outcomes are always worse than the status quo. No exceptions. Or the architects of those disasters are the same people who architected this one. So here we are, February 28th, 2026. The United States is at war with Iran. America calls it Operation Epic Fury. Israel calls it Operation Shield of Judah. Two names, one war, one's marketing from Trump, rah-rah marketing, and the other one is an admission to what we're really doing there. We had ongoing peace talks up until yesterday, appeared to be working, doesn't matter, started bombing. The neocons never left Washington. They put on MAGA hats, the people who sold you Iraq, who were wrong about everything, who were exposed as liars, incompetent. They were never held accountable. They just rebranded. New names, same agenda, same playbook. And this morning they delivered their second catastrophe. Different president, different target, same con, same pipeline. You've got think tanks like the FDD, who wrote the policy. You've got Shapiro and Levin and others who sold it. You got Graham and Cotton and others building the political architecture. You got Netanyahu lobbying the president, preempting peace, planning the war for months while pretending to support diplomacy. You get the American people, the ones who actually fight and die and pay, well ignored completely. 80% said no. They did it anyway. But that's the pipeline. Think tank, media, Congress, foreign government, war. And the American people are not in that chain.